Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scheme Team podcast. As you can see, we're missing two members.
Five
we'll
team
keep
has been
it.
split up.
Yes, but we'll keep it going. So I just want to ask everyone, how's your week been?
Went. It happened.
It happened, yeah. Caitlin, how's your week?
Yeah, I'd agree. It's pretty rough.
Felt like I went into work on Monday, blinked, and then it was Friday, and I was like, what the fuck?
A very similar situation. How anything happened during the week before we get into the topic? Before I even mention it.
It's a bitch. It made me work yesterday. I was like,
Fair
you
enough.
actually go in and do actual work.
What
Hold
about
on, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Your car will be ready. 10 to 12, she rocks up at fucking key your car in. 10 minutes, just get locked back up.
Well, I had a bit of drama last night and in my ends.
Oh shit, aye.
Yep. So I'm in my gaming space playing PlayStation and Sims. I was dual gaming. Started to hear this banging, like very loud bang. I'm like, the fuck's that? Hear people shouting, but that's a common thing on the weekend, right? Didn't think much of it.
Yeah. Don't get shouting.
In Berlin, you do get a lot of shouting, but anyway, didn't think much of it. Let it go, and then a friend of the Scheme Team podcast and my neighbour, Danny next door. Shout out to Danny. She messaged me. She's like, "You hearing this or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard it, but I never thought much of it." She said, "Well, she's sent her man down to go have a nosy."
Scout report.
And apparently, the two people that were there, they done work for this lassie apparently, which it's a council-owned flat. The council did all the work, so it was pretty sus. So but he was down there trying to put in the door, and when he couldn't get through the door, he tried to get through the window, and he couldn't get through the window because he could only smash a hole about that size. And it's still there now. But it kept me up all night, and I had to get up. I had to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I was filled in more story. But it's just a spiral of shite of problems in my area.
Go bride.
Yes. But anyway, we'll get into today's topic. We're going to talk about school and our youth. Everyone seems mega excited to talk about that.
I had a fucking crack in you.
I think I wouldn't. There's a few things I'd go back and change, but I wouldn't change it for the world. But we'll just get in. What was your school experience like? Like straight off the bat.
I actually, like a lot of folks say they hated school. I didn't enjoy the teaching. I didn't enjoy what I was meant to be there for. I'm as you know, I'm too fidgety. I can't sit still. I need to be doing something, and I'm stuck in like maths or geography or a class I don't like. Just my brain just fucks off. It goes does its own wee thing.
I think that's the same.
Teachers start talking, and it's like as if I'm walking away because he starts talking like, okay, so algorithm theorems are basically what's going to happen if we're going and I'm just sitting there and I'm fucking colouring, and like my French dictionary was more a fucking graffiti book than a dictionary.
He's more of an art book. I was pretty much the same as well. I loved the social aspect of school.
That's what I was going to go into. Like I loved the fact you were going in and you were like, oh, you don't appreciate it until you go.
But at the same time, I don't speak to half the cunts I spoke to in school, or who I would consider best mates. Obviously, there's select few that I still am.
I get stayed relatively close together.
No, I was the same. I'm still the same.
Because we came from a wee town, and there's fuck all to do in the town.
There's no escape.
I get on it at the weekend. Yeah.
Caitlin, what about you? You've not said out.
That was shite.
Right, okay.
Not much else to say. It was shite, and I talked to nobody that I went to see. Occasionally, one or two. Other than that, don't talk to any cunt.
Would you say you had a different school experience from like me and Josh, or do you think we kind of had similar?
It was probably the same, except I didn't fucking like it.
You didn't like the social aspect of school, or like?
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't like any aspect of it. Why do you think I don't talk to any cunt? We did, aye.
I suppose I understand that. I used to love it. We used to all kick about, like, there used to be like a squad. I'm like talking 20 of us going to Sainsbury's at lunch, and we'd all stop at this grip bin and smoke rapid snout. And back in the day, I used to be the guy that would sell cunts, fags, or cigarettes.
Oh, you're
Snout.
that guy. At the
Yeah,
back.
that was me. And I used to make a fucking killing and no money to show for it. I would like keep like like 5 or 6 to myself and just sell the rest of the 20 deck, and it'd be all profit because my clan used to give me them for free.
How old?
I'm not even. I don't want to increment. Well, she's dead anyway, so.
Mate,
I was
it's like
like,
Police Scotland gonna rock up to your grand's grave being like, you're fucking
yeah, come on,
you're under arrest.
trapping the cuffs on the stone, like. Nah, it's not working.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Yeah, I must
Taser,
have been.
taser!
Well, I started smoking when I was about. Started smoking and drinking when I was about 11, 12.
Oh,
So it must have been. I think it was later than that because I used to just steal them on the sly, like the odd 1 or 2, and then save up pocket money. But then when she eventually was like, she knew, but she wouldn't say it to me, and then she was finally just put a 20 dick in front of me, and she was like, "Stop stealing my fucking fags, I'll just get you them." And I was like, "Thank you."
that reminds me of when Kevin Bridges talking about his the joke when he's on holiday, and it's like the kids and the English kids and Scottish kids. It's like, Daddy, can I get an ice cream? Oh, da! Can I get a keys a fag? Yeah, get in fags, you wee cunt. That's what your grand's like here. Bang, get in fags.
Caitlin, what about you? When did you start smoking and drinking? Or whatever, like being in whatever.
I don't.
Being
I
a
don't.
non-educated delinquent.
I didn't really smoke. I didn't really like it. But drinking, I was probably 14.
Solid age. Josh, what about yourself? What age?
I was quite late to drinking thing. I was very late to the whole on it. Like we didn't really get on it in parks and stuff like that. We always had like parents that were sounding off for us to just get on it.
In the house?
Like in the house. Like so I'm probably about 15.
You don't know the fucking struggle, right?
Oh
we
no,
used to drink we used to drink graveyards, forests, fucking the maddest shit.
I'm the
same, Josh.
I'd hang out with them, right? I never drank because I was like in my head because I was quite an anxious wee kid. I still am, but I was a very anxious wee kid. I had like the fear of like my dad just booting my boys.
Oh, I had that happen to me hundreds of times and never stopped. I'll tell you a story about my dad giving me a swift boot, right? So it's a typical story. We were out camping, right? So my mate had told his mum he was staying at mine. I told my mum I was staying at his. Let alone, I didn't know they kind of knew each other, so they phoned each other, and obviously we get caught out in a fucking line. So my mum was rapid phoning me, and I never had a fancy phone till I started working. I never had an iPhone or fuck all till I was about 16. So my fucking wee shitty fucking BlackBerry that's like 6 hand-me-downs deep is fucking ringing like fucking. I'm like, oh fuck! She's like, you better get home now. I'm gonna kick your ass. So I'm sprinting down Glasgow Road in Straven, like full pelt. I'm pissed as a fad. I was like, I don't know how I made it. I was not out of breath or nothing. I was gone because I knew she was going to catch me. So, and then I see this car pulling up, and then fucking comes in front of me. Hey! Passenger door was open. Get in the fucking motor. I'm like, oh yes, mum. And so I jumped in the car. She went, the fuck you doing? Fucking line of Bradley's mum. Blah blah blah. Fucking blah blah blah. And she was like, oh boom. It hits me right in the burst my lip, and I went. So I was just being cheeky and drunk. So I got in the house and I'm like, you're a fucking psycho, you're a fucking psycho. Dad's like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck you bastard. So I started to crawl up the stairs and he goes like this with his foot, goes like, boom, puts me square in the ring piece, and I must have went about 4 flights of stairs up. He's like, I'll fucking teach you. And I'm like, going away like a whimpering dog, like, oh mate, man, it was so bad. Mate, it was horrible. I had a sore ring piece the next morning.
Stop calling it a ring piece.
And none of you's been caught. None of you's been caught drinking like that. No, just me.
Oh
So,
man,
so you'd never been caught, like.
oh, because they always knew I was going. I'm like,
Man.
you'd always get more than what you say. You've got like my mum used to buy it for me, and she'd be like, "You've got like you can take like half your carry like she buy me like a case of dark fruits. You can take half of it, right?" But I was like that. Mate's big sisters go. I'll take the half and
Aye.
I'll pick up my litre of Glens that's down there later on.
Aye.
You'd end up like mum and dad were always in their bed, like so I would just like kind of, and I'm very good at coming in very quietly. I don't wake them up. I've mastered it. I've mastered it. I'm not as
Cream
fucking.
Jesus.
I'm not as, the dog's against me, but he's against me now. He keeps laying his fucking toys lying about. Fucking
Can't do
arsehole.
it anymore. He's
I came in
laying.
the other week. I came in the other week there, and I fucking couldn't get his ball. I shot myself, man. It's pitch black. I can't see it, and I stood in the chair. I was.
Oh, I did that
I'm
going to
out.
work. I did that going to work one morning. Mags had left a ball on the stairs, and I'm fucking rushing. Like I'm like, just like I'm not running. I'm not running mega late, but I'm running slightly late. So I'm running down the stairs and literally see like Scooby Doo, like a slip on a banana peel, and you go. I literally did that. Back fucked right off the stairs and going all the way down, and I'm like at the bottom. I'm like I can't get up, so I had to like my whole back was like frozen, if you will. I'm like, because I'm pain. I'm like, ah, and I'm like trying to get myself up, and then she's trying to jump all in me, like freaking out. And I'm like, get fuck.
Like Max is looking at you like, oh, that's where I left that ball. Looking for that.
You know, we've gone
No,
on
like,
quite.
I never get caught being drunk or like anything like that. Like I said, they always knew where we were. So if it's a house party, I would be like,
Oh, you're a trusted child.
it's trusted, but like just I guess probably was trusted, but like it's because I knew like my dad could throw a right, he can throw a right, he can throw a hook.
Caitlin, what about yourself? You
Nah,
like,
same as Josh. It was always a house party, and my mum and
yeah,
dad
you're.
always knew where I was.
But gaffs are mental. Gas when you're younger, just get a bit like I miss the days. See
Well,
the days of being.
hold. We'll get onto that because we went off on a tangent. We're still kind of in school. And because I've got Baylor gas stories as well, and I know we just want to get in it. But let's continue with school so we can get through this.
Because I've had drink in school, but like actually in school.
No way.
So our last day of school in sixth year, folk were bringing like drink in like discreetly, like in like Coca-Cola bottles and all that.
Oh, actually, that's a lie. I did once. But on you go.
Um, we brought it in, and I remember like obviously the teachers. It's the last day of school. They're all just fanning about. Like the folk have already been sent home for rapping a teacher's car in cling film. Not just like I mean like I feel like about 3 rolls of this shit.
Aye.
Industrial stuff as well. None of this pishy.
Aye, they got it their dad's like work or something like that.
Aye.
It's just proper bad boy shit.
And the shit they wrap up in warehouses when they're sending stuff. Fucking. The teacher, her name was right. I'm fucking. She'll never listen to this. But Miss Chester, if you ever do, you're a fucking boot, and I hate you.
Yes, in there.
Right, mate, she tried to press charges against him, saying they caused damage to her motor. That piece of shit. Anyway, probably improved it.
Made it safer.
She's a fucking. She called one of our pals a fat. He called him fat to his face. called someone a bitch. Got a girl a bitch in first year.
Nice.
Like sister, like, we were coming out the class right to the hallway, and the girl's big sister was coming along, and she went, "Oh, how is like first class Miss Chester?" And the girl went, "Oh, she's a bit of a bitch." And Miss Chester heard her, and she goes, "Person's name, you're a bitch as well."
Fucking hell, savage man.
No, that, and then, but so it was the last day of school, and we were all having a wee bit to drink, and I remember
A couple of sherries in the changing rooms.
my mate, he got a wee bit too drunk, and then had to go sit his fucking theory test. No, not ice theory, not the practical, the theory test. And he's like,
All was these practical.
and he fucking passed it. I don't know how he done it. He was fucking half cut to fuck. His mum picked him up, and he managed to hide it. But I remember the rumour was, well, it wasn't a rumour. They came about and they were like, they're starting to check bags. And my mate fucking, he was like, oh no man, so he fucking snuck out a fire escape, ran across to a bin outside the school and just chucked out his empties into it.
I remember one time, but it was we had used to have PE on a Friday, last period, and we were all going to a house party in like some town in the middle of the way. And it's fucking, it's called Deadwaters. It's literally, it's between the cow. between the Gow and Straven.
It's like the set of a
Aye,
fucking Scottish
it
drama.
sounds like it's in fucking Red Dead or something like that. But my mate who was having a gaff, went on a bus. So we all just jumped on the bus. Bus driver's like, "You just don't go on this bus like we do now," and you'll not say nothing about it. But in that PE period before that, we were in the changing rooms, passing around a 70 seat. No, that was a litre. Passing around a litre between every count in the changing rooms. I swear to God, some boys came in that locker room pitched as a fucking fart. And like, we must have drunk half of it. Just between
boys.
men. Between men.
Oh man, PE changing rooms were mental as well.
Mm. Did you do anything like that in school, Caitlin?
No, in
Any
school.
drinking?
College, no in school.
Fucking get around done it in college.
I think I've done it a few times in college.
There was many fucking law classes in the afternoon that I don't remember.
You just go to the pub at lunch. There's a few, three or four, and back up.
That was the Holly thing she used to do that all the time. On fucking Duncan and Chris. Then you just like a smell of alcohol. Just
Yeah, he's just waft of booze coming in.
the aura of alcohol would drift in.
So yeah, I remember I had a few teachers. Like, I don't know if it was the same
And
as
a
you.
few teachers as well.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm about to say, you had a handful of teachers that you liked and a handful of teachers you disliked. But the ones I always liked were always the ones who were like that. It would just be the ones to be like, "Come on, fuck, mate." Do you know what I mean? Like, they'd always just be real with you. They wouldn't have this like pure authoritarian view. They'd just be like, they know they know. They're like, they know exactly what you're like. Just like, come on, I'm gonna fuck, just buck up. Kind of thing, or they would say these things to you. There's none worse than a teacher that's like, I can't even describe it. I would say Hitler like. Just pure dictatorship.
To check my bingo card, see if Hitler's on there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Scheme Team Podcast Bingo Edition.
Oh, Hitler just needs
It's like
pedo.
nonsense Hitler. Well, mentioning pedos. Did you have any pedo teachers?
No teacher.
Shouldn't say.
Students?
A few sus teachers, a few sex pests. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
we had 2 confirmed. Both are three.
Know what you need, mate? Know what you needed? A fucking Roman turtle shield. That's what you need, man.
We needed a Roman turtle shield.
The bark from trees.
Back from trees and
So you get your
sticks
spears.
strapping. And walking through the pedo pond in Castmonk. But we had 2. One get caught putting his hands up a lass's skirt and shut. The other one's hard drive get exposed. And the other one, it was so long. Like, it's just sus. He married a student as soon as she left school.
Oh, I'm sure someday in a fucking. They wouldn't marry him. I'm sure one of them. I'm
No.
sure one of the royalty teachers.
And when I was at primary school, I had the wife of this guy, this teacher, and then when I went to high school, I had the old teacher that was pumping his student. It's such a weird experience to finally learn that they were shagging. And one of them, he's like 70 odd, and she's like 30 something.
Son of a cock.
Must have a chopper.
I think the teaching's up to much pay wise these days.
I feel I'm a bit jealous of kids nowadays. Like some of the
Okay, Chris.
some of the classes. No, not like that. Some of the classes they get, like, instead of maths, they could take like financial help or whatever,
And they?
or just finances. It's like in math school you could learn to like do your taxes and manage your money and shit like that, instead of doing like real world shit, not like learning Pythagorean theorem and all this fucking shit that I'll never use in my life.
Excuse you, I just fucking Pythagoras every fucking day.
Right, okay. Give us an example.
Actually.
Give us an example.
So, see this triangle here?
And what is the Pythagorean theorem?
Fucking that and that equals that. There you go.
Caitlin, do you know?
The fuck?
I hate maths is probably the class I hated the most. It took me 2 years to fail it.
I persuaded my teacher to let me drop out of higher because I was like, I'm leaving school if you don't let me drop out, and she was like, okay.
I failed
I had the
remedial.
opposite
I
of that.
failed remedial maths, so I can't really comment.
I fucking get my failed what?
Remedial maths. It's like below foundation.
Alright.
Oh,
No, I done my standard grades. I get like a whatever it was, and they were like, "We reckon you could do higher," and I went, "I reckon I couldn't." Down to me
Bet.
two.
Fucking bet.
I was like, "What a bet!" Sound by Christmas I was fucking doing it in 2 years. There you go, Mr. Pettigrew. Pay up now, mate. That's a score.
No, I was literally, I done my standard grades like in exam time. Like, if literally all the exam was finished, get called into the. Was she the vice? I don't know. She was like one of the head teachers, but she wasn't. She's, I don't know, counsellor or whatever. She was like, based on your exam results, I think you should leave school and pursue other things. And I was like, yeah, I think I might. School just wasn't for me. I didn't see the point in being forced into learning something that I'm not interested in. That's why I think I really flourished in college, I think. For the first 2 years, anyway.
You grew like a beautiful rose.
Yes, because it was actually doing something I enjoyed.
Then somebody forgot to water you and you died.
I'm still dead. But did you have any nicknames in school that either people still call you or just stuck, or any of your mates got weird nicknames that have always stuck since?
Got a mate. They
High
wouldn't let
school.
me. Do you know they wouldn't let me have fucking Fatboy Slim on the back of my fucking leavers hoodie? Because apparently that's what's the word?
Derogatory.
Derogatory, and I'm like, yeah, to myself. They went,
You
you've
think
got
it's-
so this catch this that goes right. You have to change it, and I went, all right, put just Josh, just Josh, just Josh. The two words. So if somebody asked me, is my name Joshua? I'll go read my jumper, and I got it. And do you know what it fucking said? It just had the word Josh, just Josh, just literally name. I've paid 35 quid for a hoodie, and I've got my name on it.
I thought leaders hoodies were like the gimpiest thing ever, man.
Yeah, they're the comfiest things ever.
Keelan, what about you? Did you have a nickname or any mates that had nicknames? That you still call them to this day?
no, but there is one story that there was like, use. I don't know if it's a guy thing or if it's just a lassie thing. I don't even know why it's in anybody thing, but there was a
This
boy
made
that
me worried.
there was a boy that went to my school, and it was like fucking like code name type of shit. So like lassies would like give boys code names when they were talking to the other lassies, so that you wouldn't know who the fuck they were
Yeah.
talking about. And
Aye, that
I thought my pals kept talking about this cunt called Tom. I was like, who the fuck is Tom? And I'm like, in school, and I'm like, there's no fucking Tom in our school. Who the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, no, it's not. He's not actually called Tom. He's called. And I was like, why the fuck you calling him Tom? And they went, because he's a moody bastard. And I went, how does that correlate? How does a moody bastard mean Tom? And they went,
I think I figured it out.
and they went, because he acts as if he's on his time of the month all the time. So we call him Tom, time of month. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Hey, that's too intellectual for a fucking
Aye,
nickname.
that's
getting
heavy
too-
bird things, man. Guys' nicknames.
Proper
are not
baffled
that
me.
good.
Proper
Guys'
baffled
nicknames-
me.
I know that.
The only really person I year that had a nickname, right? Apart from like my mate Lewis, we called him Reed because there's too many Lewis. His name's Lewis Reed. There's too many Lewises in our year, so he get called Reed. McIntyre was Mackie, but this boy Dylan, right? I even seen calling him Dylan now. This doesn't feel right. It's Chuggy.
Right, why
Shuggy.
do you call him Shuggy?
There's a lot of depending who you ask. There's a dispute on the fucking where the name came about, right? I'll give you the way I believe. Like I know it, right? Because people tell you it came from this school trip, that school trip. No, I know I was on it. It came from the French school trip because I was there. Right? And I'll give you my turning events, what I think, what I believe happened. So Dylan's a lovely guy, right? He's the smartest dumb cunt I've ever met in my life, right? Book smarts. He's like a really good accountant
Sounds like
now.
Caitlin.
A really good accountant. He's no common sense whatsoever, right? But he doesn't mean it. He's
He's just,
unintentionally annoying. sometimes, and he was just getting on everyone's tits, man. So we were bamming him up. There was like there were like bunk beds, and on the ceiling of the wall there was a slight. The painter had obviously done a shit job. There's a bit of smear, and we kind of like were like, oh, there's a cum stain in the wall. Dylan's been having a wank in a room with all these boys. Oh, you having a wee chug there, Dylan? Wee chuggy. Big Sir Chuggington over here. Here we go, Sir Chuggington. And it gets shortened from Sir Chuggington to Chuggy, and then it's stuck. Just stuck. So he was known as Chuggy for apparently having a wank in a dormitory because of boys. And I remember like the girl he was going to prom with asked her mum and dad asked, so why is he called Chuggy? Is it because he eats lots of chewing gum? And they're like, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's right. Oh, but he was fucking, like I said, the smartest dumb cunt I've ever met in my life, man. I remember he had these headphones, like sound cancelling headphones, and our history teacher was like, right, you can listen to your music if you want, but not too loud. And we were sitting there, and then all of a sudden it starts fucking blaring these tunes. And we're all sitting there like, ah, fuck me. Goes on, but then I just knocked him, and I was like, Chuggy. He was like, what? You want to turn your music down? He goes, oh, can you hear that? I'm like, aye, mate, you've got that full blast. I feel like I'm at fucking T in the Park. He goes, oh, you shouldn't be able to hear it. I can. I said, oh, but these are supposed to be noise cancelling headphones. I went, aye, mate, the noise coming in, that's why you didn't hear me shouting you for the last 5 fucking minutes. Fucking idiot.
I had a few nicknames in my time, but it's just through like having an older brother and being like the miniature, like mini his nickname or this or that. But yeah, you used to have nicknames for like come up with mad cunts. We had a cunt whose name's James Westland, right? He's a really fucking class guy. But we used to call him James P. WWE motherfucking Westland. And then it's literally just mad with power. I can't explain it. And then we had Cantor for Neds. The guy who gets hit by a slab and kind of turns a bit. There's the guy, because of it's Draven, that looks exactly like him. After the slab.
Fucking hell, Chris.
Oh, it's like he's a sound guy. I'll not say his name, but
Oh, that's it, you.
he's a sound guy.
Dig himself back at that hole. Hold on, boys, reverse that JCB in.
What else? Who else had nicknames? One of my mates we called Tubbers because he used to just be a fat guy. Do you know what I mean?
Man,
And he's seen it.
brutal.
He's literally, but he's like lost weight. He's lost weight, but he still keeps the name. I hate calling him it because I'm like, I realise now it's a bit fucking shit, so I would just kind of like try and just call him like his real name instead of Tubbers or Tubbs or whatever. But sometimes it just naturally just comes out. He doesn't mind. He says he doesn't mind it, but you know, it's one of the ones.
I'm saying the fucking part of his school wins is brutal, man.
I'm savage. I used to. I don't know. Should I explain how I got the nickname Romulus? Like why it's everything I use because that's from school. Should. It's from school. I think I've heard it. Right. So basically, it was just like one night we were just out cutting about, like just fucking roaming the streets, sitting on benches, smoking snout. I don't know how we got on the topic of history. We're talking about Rome and shit. Fuck knows. So I'd obviously just played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And I was telling them about the Wolves of Romulus in it. And I was like, because that aspect of the game really interests me, so I was like, looked into it and all that, so I was explaining it to him. And then one of my mates just went, alright, Romulus. And then that just fucking stuck, and it changed from Roms, Romulus, Ramda, Papa Romdo, Big Papa. Like, it just, everyone calls me different things. And that's just where it came from. It's just them taking the piss at me, and it's stuck. And I like it now because it's like I think it's a pretty cool name for like Twitch and all this shit. So I've kept
Romulus.
Hello, it's Caitlin, the gaffer, here to let you know that we at the Scheme team recently became affiliates with NordVPN. What is NordVPN, you might be asking? Well, NordVPN is a virtual private network which creates an impenetrable secure tunnel between yourself, your device, and the internet. This means that all of your browsing and your data is completely hidden. As well as that, there's plenty of other benefits of using NordVPN. For example, us at the Scheme team are in beautiful rainy Scotland, but we fancy a wee trip to sunny Australia. Why? Well, it means that we can access region-locked content, like Netflix Australia. I mean, Where else can I watch Animal Kingdom weekly? Using NordVPN, you can access shows and films that aren't currently available in the UK. And it's not just Australia, you can be almost anywhere. How, you ask? That's because NordVPN has over 5,200 servers in 60 countries. You can enjoy uninterrupted streaming with the fastest VPN at over 6,730 megabytes. You can even connect up to 6 devices. I've been using NordVPN for over 3 years now, and it is by far one of my essential apps. It will protect and encrypt your data, which incognito mode doesn't do. So if you fancy having a look and joining us at the Scheme Team as NordVPN users, you can help out by clicking our affiliate link down in the description below. Help us help you.
Historical one.
We'll get to the topic that we were all looking forward to. No, we've talked about nonsense. Bastard. That's our hot topic.
That's a hot take this week.
Right, we'll talk about gaffs now. Gaff stories. Go on, Caitlin, you start. Give us a good gaff story.
Fuck's sake. Oh, alright, okay. If either of the two people that I'm talking about watch this, I apologise, but I'm not going to say your name.
Don't mention name. They'll know the story, but
I'll change your names, right? So, me and how many years was there? Like 5 or 6 years? We're all in my mate's house for their standard gaff, right? And for the beginning, it was a fucking shit show, right? There was it was just so fucked up. There was only 2 of us that were like relatively, like, you can't say anything bad happened to us that night. One of them, there was 2, right, that were going out, boy and a lassie. And they 2 were having these mad, like, domestic disputes and all this shit. So it was like, what the fuck is going on? And then eventually, like, they left and we were like, okay, that takes one problem out of the equation. Then there was another lassie we were pals with who, oh my god, I don't even know how to begin to explain it, but you know the blue mad dog?
Yeah. The worst one. The worst one.
I've only seen bad things with that involved.
Well, it gets worse. So she hadn't had mad dog before, she's like, oh, I want a blue one. And we're like, oh, for fuck's sake, okay.
No.
She's got a blue one, she's drinking it, and she's like, oh, this is quite nice. But then she's like, it's so strong. And we're like, well, it is wine. So she goes in.
Tonic wine.
She goes into the toilet and she comes back, and all of a sudden there's more booze in the bottle, and we're like, that wasn't that full. She'd fucking filled it up with just tap water for the sink to dilute it. And we were like,
water.
Mate, it was so disgusting. We were like, mate, you realise that that's not going to make the percentage any less, it's still going to be the same percent. She was like, oh fuck, bastard. Well, it's just going to taste even worse than it already does. So anyway, she ends up drinking that, and it was fucking disgusting. She ends up spewing. So then I have to phone her ma to get her picked up. Nice. So she gets picked up, and then my other mate goes, oh, I need to go and do something in my ma's car, I'll be back. So it's just 2 years.
I know when it's good.
Yeah, you know where this is going. There's 2 years left, right? And we're like that.
The final.
We're like that, fucking, where the fuck is she, man? Just pure, like, waiting, and we're like, right, she's no fucking coming back. We're leaving, we're going back to mine. So we go to leave and say goodbye to our ma, who's in the living room, and our ma's passed out, and we're like, how do we approach this situation? Do we wake her up and say that there's nobody's going to be here, or like, well, right now we'll just leave. So we leave, we go down the stairs, and we spot our mate's ma's car, and we're like, there's no kid fucking there, like, but there fucking was. There fucking was. We keep walking, and we just thank fuck they weren't they? We just turn round, and there is my mate and her ex just fucking napping the face off each other in the car. So me and my other mate, well, we've obviously got a drink in us, right? We just spot it, we don't know what's happening, so we're like, oh my god. And I can't mind if he was like bamming up and like rattled the window, and then I realised who she was in the motorway, and I fucking sprinted. I was like, no, mate, I'm not dealing with the fucking repercussions of that. And I ran. The next minute, they're out the motor, shouting after us and running. Do you want to know why I was running? Because he had just split up with my mate's cousin, the mate that rattled the motor. So they had literally just broke up. Had they broke up? Aye, they just broke up, and then he was nipping her in the motor. So I was like, I can't be dealing with the drama of this, because here is him, here is his ex's cousin who I'm best mates with, and then here is my other best mate who was just in the motor nipping him, and I was like, no, I need to get him, can't deal with this. And it was a fucking shit show with the awkwardness of them trying to be like, like the ice hockey, aye. I was like, oh no, just wait, get him. I don't even think they get back together after that. I don't know why it happened. I don't know how it happened, or anything like that.
Just mad witness, I think.
I thought the nonsense up the stairs had got her, to be honest. Because she had the people that stayed.
She's been carted off to fucking Romania or something in an exchange.
Right, it's funny you should say that. Like, obviously, I don't know the cunt's name, but it was a Romanian family that was there for her ma, and the dad had like there was Wayne's playing up and down the lane and that, and the dad get his fucking knob out and he got arrested. So
Nice.
I was like, I hope the fuck it wasn't that.
I mean, getting your knob out in front of kids will get you a criminal record. That is almost.
It's almost a certainty.
There's no many guarantees in life, you know.
Definitely one of them.
Deaths, taxes, and a criminal record for exposing yourself in front of kiddies.
Josh, what about you? Any good gaff stories?
I've got a few. I'll tell you. Well, we had one. The boys, he stayed next town along. Would always have the after the exam party. The first year was a bit shit because it was like the first year like everyone was proper drinking. So it was like, oh, we'll bring you we'll get you drink, you need to bring your own. But the mum and dad obviously didn't bring enough, so we had like 2 beers amongst us all. It was shite. The year after, it was a fucking free for all. But in the next town, it's quite a posh weekend when you're town, a wee village, quite posh. There's kids there that go to like another kind of posher school up in Glasgow, and they've ran about with the folk that stay there. So they came along. Some of them were all right. Some of them were arseholes, including this one particular individual. And my mate Reese got a bit too drunk, as he would often do. And he was fucking wrecked. He's sitting on the wall pure like that, fucking waiting and shit. My mate David's here, and this guy comes up and just starts laughing. And David turns and goes, "The fuck you laughing at?" And he goes, him. He goes, "Oh, I grabbed him and just went poof."
The headphones for effect as well.
Yeah, just stuck in it. No fucking howling. And then we had to get Reese up the road. So we managed to Sunday. I picked him up the road. He didn't have his shoes on. He'd taken his shoes off because they were covered in whitey. And my mate Aaron, for whatever reason, put them in his bag, in his own bag. And he got up the next morning, opened his bag, and just got a big massive stink of fucking whitey coming out of his bag.
Oh.
His shoes. So that was that one. There was one with me as well. It was my mate Dylan's gaff, and I'd just get fucking wrecked. I was absolutely steaming. I was fucking. It was like January as well, so it was raining outside. And I went outside for fresh air. And I was like, I had to sit down. They got me this big comfy as fuck garden furniture chair. But drunk Josh, it didn't appeal to him, man. This nice big cushioned. I mean, the wet ground looked comfier. So I just sit down on the ground, and my mate Aaron, again, he's like, "No, Josh, come on, you need to sit in your throne. Come sit in your throne." I'm like, "No, ground's comfy. I'm comfy here." Yeah,
Ground's cold.
He's like, "No, Josh, come on, get up. And they try to get me up. And I went, no. Just started fucking waiting, and there's a video of my pal Dylan, he's like videoing it, he's going like that, and he cuts it round, and the pal try to pick him up, and I'm going, no. I remember it because I remember it was when my mum and dad were away, and my aunt Cara was looking after us. I had vegetarian mazzetti for my dinner. I remember that so vividly clearly because it had just the colour of the.
Oh, fuck me, man.
And the best bit about it was the next day, right after we'd also go home. Dylan got up because he had an empty. He opened the back door to let his dogs out, and he looked at the windows, going, "What the fuck are they eating?" Because we're eating my.
Fuck me, man.
Taking it away at it, man. Oh man, I've been
Well,
glad with it several times.
I've actually got a thing. I've waited in my whole drinking career about 4 times.
Oh no, I've fucking
Never at a gaff. I've never been one to wait at all. I've
like
nearly
that.
waited a few times, like gagged, but I just drank water and then just went away.
Like that one. Yeah, when I was younger. But then I don't do it much now. Although recently, the last few weeks, I've been fucking. Hush for it.
Because you're getting older.
Sorry, mate, I can't hack it, man. No, but that one was fun. And then the one where, again, another Dylan's gaff, I ended up going put to his wee brother's bed. I say that as if he was pure young as fuck. He's only like a couple years younger than us, right?
Oh.
He wasn't in. They were in. We were in.
Right. I was about to say, you're playing creepy Uncle Josh, creeping up the stairs.
Right, excellent. Oh, man. Oh, I actually had a. Oh, you probably know if you've ever seen the video of the wee kid that's sitting in like a recliner chair and he's going, oh, this is comfy. Oh, imagine this was a recliner. Oh.
I think so, aye.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's Declan. That's my mate's wee brother. Sitting, he's like, I can't believe how comfy. This is just so comfy this chair. Imagine it was a recliner. It ended up in fucking Scottish pattern and all that.
I need to see it, man.
We'll find it now. It's like, it's years old. He looked like if you see him now and see him then, he got fucking because he's ripped as fuck now. He wasn't that.
Aye, he's grown up.
Anyway, aye. So they were they in Australia? I think they were maybe in Australia, and then Dylan got left. No, that wasn't. Wherever they were, right? So I got put to it, and then they're like, my mate Josh, my mate Aaron's coming back up the stairs. He just hears me go, "What?" He goes, oh fuck. So I'm sitting in his wee brother's bedroom, he goes running up with this big massive mixing bowl. Fucking
Like, I just imagine him like a wee hang holding his bowl up like.
and this boy's wee brother's room trying not to fighting back away. Gaffs, that's what I was thinking. See gaffs as well. See how good school was on a Friday when you would just be sitting there like break time and somebody would be like, here. So-and-so's having a gaff night and you're like, oh, getting all excited.
That was the fucking best, man. Like, there's been like a party, right? Because to go into my gaff story, this party had been organised for ages. It was guaranteed Ma was out, Gran was in like an outhouse, like I'm fucking. Well, he was like, oh, it's a mile away. He was like, oh, it's like a mile away, but it was literally like 10 feet from the gaff.
Walk with the garden.
There was like, I swear to fuck, there was like 50 cunts in his house, all for our school, and he had a cream carpet and everything, like pure, like a paper mache dog that cost thousands and all this shit. So we like, because this is the same story where we got in the bus, we were drinking vodka in the changing room, got on the bus, went to his house. So it's just like, I would say the main crew there at the start, drinking, getting on it, and then more people started turning up, and it just got fucking insane. Like, fucking, some cunt punched the heat off this fucking paper mache dog. They had a wine rack, I swear to fuck, like 2 or 3 of them the size of the wall here, full. They were fucking empty by the night. It had a drinks cabinet in it. I was like, this is like the most expensive drinks cabinet I've ever seen. Like, Jaeger, Cointreau, everything you can think of, gone. Drank. And then the cream carpet was black, like absolutely. It was like it just got bogging because nobody was taking their shoes off, and like because obviously they don't get that bug. And one of the funniest times, like, so obviously we're all drinking and all that, and one of my mates is getting dropped off by his mum, and he's dropping a few pills off. So my mate and the other mates in the car got out, and then the guy who's my mate's mum just held him, went, "Les, wait," he's like, "You're not going in," and he's like, "Why? Just let me in," and all that blah blah, pure argument. And she said to me like a few years later on, the main reason he didn't go because she saw me walking through the living room with a 3-litre bottle of frosted jacks. But this is not even. It gets worse. So the Gran obviously decides, it seems a bit rowdy over there. I'm going to go over and check. And oh my god, cunts were fucking scattering and jumping out every door possible, hiding. I actually dove behind his bed, right, because it was like a wee nook in the wall. And then some cunt jumped, some lassie jumped on top of me. She's quite a fit lassie. And then another boy jumped on top of her, and then another lassie jumped on top of them. So there's like 4 of us in this sandwich, and I'm at the bottom of it. And I'm like, oh my god. It's like, we're like discussing the plan, like what we're going to do. And I'm like, fuck it, we just go. So we just jumped out, like sidestepped the gran, literally went out. And so Deepwaters is like a good 3 or 4 miles from Straven. So you think about 40 cunts all having to walk. Everyone was from Straven. Literally everyone. So 40 cunts all walking back down with like hundreds of drinks still going down. Like a cunt literally opened his jacket up and it's just filled with bottles of wine, like table wine. So we're all tanning it and everything walking down this road. Then all of a sudden, one of the older boys just runs up and cracks somebody in my ear. And he's like, "That's for being a grass, you wee dick," and the cunt just flops. And you think, oh, somebody would stop it, like stop and look after him. We all just kept walking. I don't know why. No, I think somebody did eventually. Like, but I was that mad. But I just kept walking, and
my problem.
That same house had like a Halloween party, but a couple of years later, it was much tamer. But it was still pretty wild. But it was, it was more under wraps. But we had to do the same again. Walk all the way back, so it was good for another 3 or 4 mile walk, and at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're all in Halloween costumes, like pure bright. One of my mates is in a massive carrot costume, and he's like a tall cunt, like you couldn't miss him. He's in this fluorescent fucking carrot costume. So we get to this town called Sanford, right, and he's like, "Boys, into shit, like no joke, like it's bad, like it's really really bad. I need to go." And we're like, "Right, fuck it, we'll just stop in this bus station while you like either shit behind it or go find somewhere to shit." So he runs across the road, jumps this fence, and I'm like, here, that looks like somebody's front garden. Sure enough, boom, light comes on, he's caught squatting in this cunt's front garden. So he just, I think he just like tries to shuffle back into the bushes, cuts it off, whips his trousers up, and we run on a bit, like we literally sprinted on a wee bit, and he phoned his mum to come get us because he's like, "No, I'm tapped out, I can't do this anymore." He was like, "My mum needs to pick me up."
Imagine looking at your fucking living room window, seeing a carrot taking a shite in your garden.
That's like that's like the tame side of things. There's been house parties where I've been, it's been fucking bogging, like cunt shagging left, right, and centre. And all this shit, and like I've been at parties where it's just been insane. Like some cunts drank bleach and all this fucking shit.
Hey man, mate, you get any mixers? No, I've got this fucking still at bang, but
oh god, this
alcohol in this.
But I think we only drank and did like everything we did because there was nothing else to do in Straven. It was like the parks for Wayne's, but if you're in the park too late, you get pulled up by the police, even if you're just sitting there and not even drinking. On that weekday.
Did you ever had a chase after the police?
Aye, hunters.
I remember walking back from my mate's gaff at like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was cold, it was like November time. My big mate Harry had his hood up.
Yeah.
And because it was cold, and obviously like they seen like 5 youths cut through the graveyard on like a Friday night, so the police pull in to the graveyard, but me and a couple other boys see them, and we weren't doing anything wrong. We had nothing on us or anything to like. But if they'd stopped us, they couldn't like book us or anything like that, because that was like getting booked by the police was the thing. But for some reason, just went. 3 of us just went fuck it and just started legging it for no reason whatsoever. The others stayed. Like, where the fuck are you going? You just start legging it for this fucking graveyard. Fucking 0141 Amity here, man.
Fucking B1, man.
Aye, man, but I didn't even go to the bottom of the grave. I jumped to our fence and I'm just fucking running. I don't know why. I don't know, but fucking probably I was fucking wrecked. Later on, we got back, we met up with them again and all that. They were like, "Why did you run?" And I was like,
Chase us.
they didn't even chase us. Just stopped them and asked them. They went, "Where have you been?" I was like, "Up house." I was like, "Where you going?" "We're going home." "He's staying," or "We're playing ping pong." I was like, "Oh." Is it, where are they going? Is it, why are they running? They went, fucking no idea.
I've got another gaff story, but I'll come back to after this. I remember it got that bad in Australia with the police that we were on first and second name basis with the police officers, and they all knew us like personally, and we knew them personally. So we wouldn't even run anymore because it would just be like a case of John or Marie. It's like that's not their names. I'm just meeting up, but that's what it was like. And to lead the same kind of story, right? I remember I was at a gaff, right, fucking ages ago. Big fight breaks out between me Well, I was jumping in for somebody, so my mate starts fighting with somebody, so I jump in, and my other mate jumps in, and we're fighting, and he bursts my eyebrow, like it's pure cut, like blood pissing in my face. There's blood all over the house. So we all kind of get like papped out kind of thing, and we're all hugging and greeting, apologising, the usual fucking shit, man. So, and then one of my other mates starting another guy, and he falls over the garden wall and fucks his ankle. So me and my other mate who had like a golf ball on his forehead, my eyebrows burst. This cunt had a twisted ankle, and we had to carry him. So we're carrying him back to where we stayed. Like we all kind of stayed in the same area. So we get through what we called the grip bin. This was just what the area was called, because there was a grip bin we used to just sit at, right? So we got there.
I love it.
Police motor screeches round. Get guy puts window down. Cinnamon in the motor. I'm like, oh fuck.
Cinnamon,
So,
get in the motor.
No, swear to fuck. So I get in the car, and he's like, happened to the eyebrow. I'm like, I walked into a lamppost. He said, did you? Aye? I said, aye, I ran into it quite quickly with some force. He was, what happened to your mate as well? Oh, we both did it. And then he was like, and then he asked me about a robbery or something that I was at a gaff and some lassie had stole money, but blah, blah, blah. Long story. And he was like, so you're going to tell me the truth about that, aye? I said, well, I tell you. I said, we both ran into a lamppost. And he was like, what, the same one? I said, no, we were racing on the street and there was one at either side and we just went boom right into it. He said, well, what about your third mate? What happened to his ankle or his foot or whatever? And I was like, he fell over laughing. And he's like, right, I'll let you away with that one. And I'm like, Christy, bro. So the three of us hobbling up the road, battle scared. I mean, waking up in the morning. Mum's like, "The fuck happened to you last night? Your eyebrows fucked me. You go get stitches." I just went. I walked into a lamppost.
We found a clip for the Facebook and Twitter.
That is top tier.
I fell over.
I had another one, but I can't fucking beat that.
I know, that's funny.
Oh.
When you go, let's hear it. Go for it.
Go again.
Can I mention it when there was substances used?
You don't have to reveal the substances, but that you can say
Right, okay.
Allegedly. That's what I
allegedly.
So we
There's
were at,
alleged substances.
There's a bit in Castmore, it's called the Valley, right? It's known for being quite notorious, right? But my mate stayed down there, and we were down there to get mad with it. Gaff, standard.
Obviously, yeah.
And there was 4 years, right? Because nothing else was coming, everybody else ditched, and it was just 4 years, and we're like, alright, cool. And then one mate turns around and says, can I invite this lassie that I know for fucking, I don't know, somewhere near the town, right? And we're all like, don't know about that one, chief. And then our mate who sit us turns around and goes, I'm not comfortable with this. Invites the cunt anyway, and we're like, okay, sound. So this lassie comes and she brings her pal, right? And they're pure fucking sauce, right? Like, proper fucking Ned, right? You think, I talk thick, you should hear this fucking lassie, man. Oh, it was so fucking bad. And they're just acting pure sauce, right? And then me and my other mate's like, alright, mum, we'll go meet such and such. And then we'll come back down. So we go away. Think everything's gonna be cushy, everything's gonna be fine. We're away, and we meet our mate, and then we're getting back down. I get a phone call after the one who's at us going, I fucking lost her. And I'm like, what you talking about? You've lost her? You're in the house? They went, no. I went, see that bottle of vodka for last week that we had just put hunters of shite in and it was pure fucked? And we're like, aye. And he's like, she spanked the whole thing and now she's not in the house and neither's the 2 lassies, don't know where the fuck she is, I'm freaking out. And I'm like, oh no. So I tell my mate, I'm like, listen, he's fucking lost her. And she's fucked on that dodgy vodka for last week. So we're sprinting.
Moonshine.
Mate, it was brown. The amount of just shit that we'd
Who
poured in
picks
it
up
the week
vodka
before.
brown and goes, that looks like Russian standard to me. It's
Oh,
premium
it was
stuff.
no, it was like the fucking, it was like Glens, man. It was like a full, it was like a full bottle of
good stuff,
Glens,
man.
man. Spank, and we were like,
That's toilet cleaner, man.
So we turn round and we're like, I'm at him, we need to fucking go because he's freaking out. So we've sent him to go cutting about the valley at like fucking 9 o'clock at night to look for her. And then we are sprinting down and we can see like what appears to be her at a bus stop, but coming right towards us is 2 fucking police on the beat. And we're like, oh no, we're underage.
On the beat.
My mate's got... My other mate's freaking out. You can blur it, you can bleep it. And fucking, so he's like, oh fuck the police, so he sticks it down his boxers. And we're like, right,
That's
okay.
what you gotta do.
We need to somehow get to her, meet him, hide that, and avoid the police all at the same time. So we get to the bus stop, I phone my mate, and I'm like, listen, see this bus stop, right? And it's just 2 minutes down the hill, and I explain what one it is, and he's like, right, cool, I'm on my way. So he comes running round, and then we get there, and we notice she is fucked. Like, she cannot walk, she cannot stand up, she is fucked. And we're like, this is so, like, bad, like, I don't know how we're going to get you back to his house, which is only 2 minutes down the road. But she was fucked. So, I'm like, there's something dodgy, this isn't just her steaming, there's something fucking dodgy about this. Like, this isn't right, something's happened to her. And I'm trying to speak to her, and it's like talking to her Wayne, because I'm like, where did they go? Why are you here? And then we basically discovered that she had walked the lassies to the bus stop so that they could get home, but she hadn't bothered telling her other mate that she was leaving, so he had went to the toilet, came back out, nae cunts there, vodka's gone. So he ends up having to get one of them, and then my other mate gets the other of them, and I'm like, I can't handle sick, man. I cannot handle sick. If she is spewing, I can't cope with it. I cannot do it. So then she ends up, we're carrying her along the road, and she's spewing oil the joint, and I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like, I can't deal with that, man. That is rough. So I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible so I don't spew, but she's spewing. And then I asked me about school, it was a new year, comes walking along, she's like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, you don't want to know. So she offers to help carry her along the road because the one who stayed there's got fucking asthma, right? Severe asthma. And he's like, I need to go get my inhaler. So he sprints back to his house, like sprinting back with his inhaler. And then he's like, fuck this, it's taking too long. He picks her up and fucking fireman lifts her and starts running down the road. I can see the police at the top of the hill out there, and I'm like, and he's a dead wee guy, right? He's weirder than me, he's like 4'6" or something, like he was a dead wee guy. He's got 100 shooters.
Not medically classified as fucking
dwarf.
dwarf,
He was really small, and he's fucking running with her. And my mate is get the lassie's bag, and he's like, oh, here you go, take your bag, because she was meant to be going to meet her boyfriend or something. And we're like, what the fuck have we got to do?
No.
Oh, mate, honestly. So he manages to get her into the close, and then he's fucked. He's like puffing away his inhaler as if it's his like dying breath. Me and my mate are just like,
more yards.
She starts spewing oil the boat in the close, and we're like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, right, fuck this, I'm up the stair. So I go way up, I go and sit in the living room, and I'm quite content playing Minecraft on the PlayStation, howling away at it, right? Because it was that fucking, it was that Halloween level, we just go on the roller coaster. I was at my tree, so I thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever. And then my other mate comes up, and he's like, he's having to pull her up the fucking stairs. Pulls her up, manages to get her onto the couch. Me and him are just sitting, you know, playing Minecraft. And the next minute she's like, I'm gonna be sick. So her other mate is fucking running about freaking out, grabs a big bucket, and then has to like put the bucket next to the couch. She falls off the couch, and then she's just like leaning her head on this bucket, just spewing into it. And I was like, oh no, this is so fucking dodgy. So me and the one whose house it is, we go out into the hall and we go along to his room to talk in private, and we're like, no, there's something fucky. And he turns around to me and goes like, they gave her something. I was like, what? And he's like, they gave her something, she took something. And I was like, she took something along with that full fucking disgusting bottle of vodka. He's like, aye. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So we go in.
Did a pal's tell this guy yet, or did he just hazard a guess?
No, he had overheard talks.
Right.
So he never seen it happen, but he'd overheard stuff. And then I get into the living room and she's still spewing and my other mate's like, just fucking try to avoid it. And he's like, somebody needs to phone her ma to come pick her up. Now this time the way she had described her ma was fucking terrifying. Like, the one person that you do not want to fuck with, right, was this lassie's ma. And my mate's like, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, oh no, okay. So I need to fucking phone.
This one's for me.
I need to
Can
phone
you
this
boy?
lassie's ma and tell her you need to come and pick your daughter up because she is violently drunk. Like, she is spewing everywhere, and she's like, she was not allowed to drink, so her ma would have killed her. Like, anyway. So it was like, I had the fear. Like, I have never been so scared to talk to somebody's like parent in my life, but that terrified me. So her ma comes to pick her up, and they two are trying to cart her down the stairs, and then the mate that was left in the living room comes up to me and was like, aye. And I was like, oh, you're fucking having a laugh, man. And he's like,
Tenor sweets.
no, man. It was like, they
Haribos.
fed her fucking and then she spanked that vodka, and that's why she's so fucked. Like, she is out her tits.
What
I was
good
like,
to you?
oh no, man. I was like, I'm not going up to her mum. I went, you can go. And he went, alright, fine. I stayed in the corner, so I'll just get a lift up with her. And they two go, and then me and my mates left, and he's like, what did he just tell you? And I was like, it just basically confirms your story that she spanked that entire bottle of vodka and then was given for the two suspicious strangers that she invited to your gaff the other side of the water. And I was like, oh. And I was like, see, now you think about it, man. I was like, can we, when we're walking back up to my bit, can we go the other way? Because it's just like, the entire street is just like a big line of spew. And I was like, and the police were hanging about down there, and I was like, no, man.
I remember when Matt.
Aye, there you go.
Right, since Shaven we do this thing called Galladay, I'm pretty sure everyone has
I've got one,
some,
I've got one, aye.
everyone's got Galladay or something like that. And so we were out in this field. It was like, I think must have been like an old horse thing, because there was like seats and there was fucking like wooden platforms. So we destroyed one, built a fire and all that. So one of my mates, right, Big Reese, his family's originally from Cashmore, Big Reese Patterson. So he's a runner. He's like a pure athlete. He never drinks. Like, used to live on nuts and stuff because he pure wanted like a good runner's diet and all this shit. He was pure like hangweed in the heat about it. So he's like, boys, I'm getting fucked, and then we're like, yes, fucking come on. No, he goes last. Yeah, she's getting mad with it. Oh fuck, he's getting mad with it. Like that. Like, fuck. So we're in this field and we're drinking and all that, and I'm watching him. Fucking, like, he's doing all this shit.
Rocking in
like,
that.
he's no well, and everyone's he's fine. Just don't give him any more drink or that. But he keeps nicking beers, and it's just fucking whack. Keeps doing it, and I'm like, somebody needs to stop him. Nah. So and then all of a sudden, boom, he's out. Next minute, and it's just nuts. He's not had a full meal.
It's like a machine gun.
It was literally just nuts in that, and he's like 7 foot, and he's obviously like just pure muscle. There's no an ounce of fat in this cunt. He was literally just pure muscle. So we couldn't, like, none of us could move him. Like, none of us were literally strong enough to get him. So we're like, his dad was notorious for being a bit of a mad cunt, right? He's like a big baldy bastard, pure fake cash milk, pure rough fucking cunt. And I was quite pally with the family in that at the time. So quite pally with him. But anyway, so we're like, fuck. We're gonna have to phone gonna have to get his dad. Like, nobody had his number. So two of my mates like, well, fuck it, we're going back to my house anyway. So we'll go and get him. We'll go get his dad and he'll run us up. So he runs us up. And this big 7 foot bald cunt comes lounging up to me. You haven't given my son disco biscuits. I'm like, the fuck's a disco biscuit? He's like, is he on anything? I was like, listen, mate, all he had was fucking beers. And he went, what? I said, he had beers and a bit of Mad Dog. And he's like, and he's in that fucking state. Look some fucking pussy. So, and then he's like, someone give me a horn. And then, but the height difference. So, like, we're just wee guys. So it's like, he's all the way up here and then all the way down here. And he literally goes, right, no, I'll get to fuck me, man. Go picks him up, fucks him over his shoulder, walks up, climbs this fucking fence with him on his shoulder. And he's like, somebody get the door, gets the door, and he literally just goes like that. Woof! Right in the motor, shuts the door. Enjoy your night. Speeds away. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was like the fact that this 7-foot cunt came up to me, who was like a five, probably at the time, like 5'6", 5'7" cunt. And I'm like, you making my son disco biscuits? And he's pure like veins. And I'm like, the fuck's a disco biscuit? And I think when he realised I didn't know what it was, he was like, oh, fuck, obviously no then.
Do you know what it is now?
I fucking know what it is now.
That is pure like your dad fucking going part in it. Disco biscuits.
You know, go out the gym, get a few birds, few disco biscuits.
Brilliant, man. See getting folk home, see dealing with folks' family when they're mad with it. I remember my pal David just got unbelievably wrecked. When my mate's wee summer house, right? The notorious summer house, I've got so many.
We've got one of them as well.
Oh mate,
we've got one of them.
So many tales for this place, man. It's seen some action over the years.
My mate lost his hole in it, and it wasn't like a big massive one. It was a Wayne's Wendy house. We kitted out with a heater, carpet, a bed, TV, DVD player, no video player. And the only videos we had was like Lethal Weapon 2 and some other shitey 80s film. On you go.
This one's like his dad's a joiner. His dad is a joiner, and he built it, right? So it's been done up since, but it's seen some action. Like, it's seen more action in the Helmand province. And anyway, so he gets married off this mad Russian stuff. It looks like Russian Baileys, right? A pure manky consistency.
Josh, you keep cutting out. I'd maybe wait. Right, go on. You're stepping like fuck for you.
I know, mate. I noticed it earlier on, but so he's drinking this mad snotty yellow stuff, gets wrecked, and we're like, right, to get him home, man. About 12 of us end up walking him up the road. 12 of us don't need to walk up the road, but we end up all going anyway. We get into his house, we fucking get his keys, get him in the house, get him on the couch. He starts waiting. We're like, oh no, man, we better like tell his mum and dad in case like his mum and his stepdad, like in case like something happens. So my mate Reese goes up the stairs, chaps the bedroom door.
Oh no way!
He's
like,
go
to the bedroom? No, I'd never do that.
No. We've got David. We've just brought David back. He's just been sick, just so you know if his mate would come down, and then his stepdad's like, I'll be down in a minute, right? So we shut the door, come back down. 20 minutes pass, no sign of him. Reese goes all the way back up again. Ups it again. He's like, he's hitting a really bad way here, man. Like he's no a healthy colour. So then stepdad gets up, comes downstairs. So now lying on the couch, he's lying there, this bucket waiting, and there's 12 of us and his stepdad just staring at him. And he's like, "Have you a bit to drink tonight, David? Have you? A bit to drink?" And he's like, "No, only had a couple of beers." And he went, "Ma."
Had a few drinks and a couple of bags of crisps.
David's just lying there, and he was like, "Boys, that's Gordon." To his stepdad, "That's Gordon. I'm the sound cunt. That's Josh. Sound cunt. He's sound cunt. Don't know you, but you're a sound cunt." It wasn't just our friendship group, it was a big group of folk just there. These
wank, good guy, wank.
It was all good guys. No, it was just the fact that Reese went up the stairs, because I didn't know he'd gone upstairs, and I was just like, "Where's Reese?" He's waiting at the mum and dad. Get
Oh, you've cut out.
His mum and dad, and I'm like, "What up? That's fucking talk are gonna get a doing after me, man."
Hey, go, you're singing now.
And I was just saying, like, he went up the stairs, like, he was the hero I could never be. And he chapped in the bedroom door.
Aye, no, I used to love that. I still do to this day. I love getting on it with my mate's family, right? Because I'm always that cunt that's like, "Oh, you're right, Yanni, Catherine, how you doing?" and all that shit. They all fucking love me because I just use it to like wind my mate up. I'm like getting fired in about their recently single aunt and all that shit. Like, like I was just having like patter with them all. Like, I mean, one of my lassie pals, she had like, I think it was her 18th or something. So we were all there the Friday night, and I was like, I think only had like a handful of us stayed, and I was staying on the couch, and I was that fucking like hungover all Saturday. I just couldn't move off the couch, and I'm getting slagged for like not moving and all this shit. And then my mate and his ex at the time, they went to the cinema and hit that much of a badge, and they came back early because they're like, no, we're like couldn't handle it. So we just ended up getting right back on it, and there's about like 40 family members there, and every cunt's like, right, fuck it, round two. So back on it on the Saturday, and then the Sunday I was like, I just tapped it, man. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I need to go home. I need to like be away from this reality and go back to my own bubble of safety. I was like, these cunts are too wild. Because it wasn't even like it was like we'd stop drinking at like a reasonable hour. This was like I would stop at like 5 or 6 o'clock, have like 2 or 3. It's the same routine as now. Get 2 or 3 hours sleep, and it's either back on it or die. That was a great story. Josh, why don't you tell us about our great friends at Fatal Grips?
Oh, of course, Christopher. Thank you for passing it on. So, you're a gamer. Good chance you are. You're a shite gamer. There's an equally good chance you are. Chances are you've got one of these, and this is a PlayStation 4 controller. Other PlayStations and other consoles are available, but these are the thumbsticks, right? This is useless to folk on Spotify, but you know what a fucking controller is. You're not fucking children, right? See these ones? These are a bit warm, right? Because I'm a sweaty boy, right? Puberty was not fucking kind to me. So when I'm playing games and I'm doing shite, my fingers keep slipping off. That angers me more. Do you know what you do? Go off to fatalgrips.com, you buy yourself some fucking thumb grips. There you go. One less excuse for being shite, other than just being shite. But they don't just do fucking thumb grips. No. They do the good Colombian marching powder. They do the good gear. I'm talking Pablo Escobar couldn't touch this shit. They've got t-shirts. They've got skins for your fucking controller. They've got Casey for your controller. I just threw that there, right? And it did hit something with a bit of noise. I'm going to have to check on that because I was quite concerned. I don't know what it hit. There's something metallic on my bed. It's just hit it. See if I had a case, it wouldn't be broken. It'd be fucking fine. Right? Do loads of shit. Fatalgrips.com. Scheme Team, all capitals, 10% off. Tell them we sent you. They'll give you 10% off. I don't know, probably. Fatal Grips.
Yeah, thank you very much, Josh. And see, while we're on the topic of good gaming gear, in fact, now we're on the topic of good gaming gear, we also are selling our own merch. As you can see, Caitlin is wearing one of our hats that we have available. Look at it. Oh, what's that? A poster that's slightly out of view? Oh, Caitlin's frozen now.
I pressed the
Right,
button.
you're not going to...
Wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey! There's a Scheme Team poster, and it's not only a hat and poster. You can get polos, hoodies, dog capes, you name it. I don't know what you call it. You name it, we fucking got it.
Anna.
If you look up, I can't remember the link address. If you search Scheme Team on the Scheme Team on Redbubble, you'll find us there. Oh, we'll probably have a link in the description below. You can click that to find all the Scheme Team merch, so you can look fly as fuck, be the talk of the town. So make sure you buy that merch. Hey guys, that's it from us at the Scheme Team podcast. If you want to hear more of these stories from our youth or from recent times, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You hit that fucking like button and punch that notification bell. I know I've got it the wrong way around, but fuck it. Make sure you download the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. That's all from us. Hopefully next time everyone joins us. Make sure you check out Scheme Team Saturdays as well. We've done a good couple of videos. Quite proud of them. Quite proud of Caitlin for the editing and all that. Worked out really well. So make sure you check them out. Subscribe, follow our socials, and I shall see all you homeboys and homegirls later.
Bye.
Bye gamers.